Here we have a story about the planet Pluto, ruler of great change and transformation, among many other things. This planet was discovered February 18th, 1930 by American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh. And at the time, there was some argument about what to name the planet. And as it turns out, a fellow by the name of Falconer Madden, who had connections to the astronomical community, asked his granddaughter, Venetia Burney, what she thought they should name the planet. And the reason is Venetia had an interest in mythology, and Venetia thought they should name it Pluto because it's very far away and very solitary and so on. And so Falconer made the suggestion to the powers that be, and after some argument and some rejection of other names, such as, for example, Minerva, names that had been taken up by other asteroids, finally, May 1st, 1930, Pluto was in fact named Pluto. Now what is interesting is, if we look at Venetia's chart, we see that without a time, because no time is known, she has Pluto in the same sign as her sun, about 12.5 degrees away, which is just enough to prevent what is known as combustion. Planets that are too close to the sun become harmed by the sun in terms of their strength. You could argue that this might still be considered combust, but I would consider it far enough away that it's probably okay. However, we don't know where it is in terms of rising, setting, culminating, so there's no way to know about other strengths for this planet. We do know, however, that it's in her sun sign, and we know that at the time of birth they're separated by those degrees, but then we look at the ephemeris and we see that around the time of her suggestion, Pluto had reached the degrees of conjunction to her sun. Here it looks like it's a little bit before, but already prior to this it had reached the degrees. So effectively it was a conjunction. So Pluto had gotten to the sun. This is one of those delightful coincidences that you see in astrology, and it's in fact the great power of astrology, the great meaning that such things can actually happen. Now, going forward, although she became an accountant, mathematician, economist, teacher, this was her claim to fame, her connection to Pluto. She died in 2009 when Pluto had reached the beginning degrees of Capricorn, which put it almost opposite to its initial position. This is something that happens quite a bit to people in the 20th century because Pluto normally travels in a 250-year orbit, and so you would think it would take 125 years to reach the opposition, but many people have this opposition in their 90s, and Pluto being a tremendous change agent, that is often a point when a person at that age will die because of Pluto's connections to great change and transformation, and that's in fact what happened to her. So there you have it. This is a really interesting anecdote about Pluto.